Hi, you're with Jason, and this is the 2022 Castle Hill 5-hour vintage endurance race meeting. And I'm just working my way down through the grid here. It's a reverse grid start from memory, and this facility is in the northwestern region of Sydney, New South Wales, Australia. And I've done my best to mount a GoPro Hero 10 onto a pole. And this is the beginning of the race. So at the very end of the straight there, I've got another Hero 10 mounted on a tripod, and throughout the day I do my best to get out there and capture as much footage as I possibly can, both with the Go pole and on the tripod. And so this is the very first lap of the race, so 5 continuous hours of absolute madness and awesome fun. So yeah, this particular year's event has 7 teams that were entered, and I'm a part of one of those teams. And for each team, I think you can have a minimum of 2 drivers and maximum of 4 drivers. That's my little bloke Max there. Good on you, Max. He's getting out there with a handy cam helping out. And so what happens is it is a restricted motor event, which means any of the 2-wheel drive buggies, you're limited to running a control motor, which is a Johnson 540J. And look, I am not certain about the stadium trucks, but I know 4-wheel drive you could run a Tamiya torque tune motor, and geared up correctly, those things were just so fast. And it was almost like they were just passing you like you were standing still down the straight. So yeah, so it's a limitation of 6,000 milliamp hours of battery capacity, and I guess what you need to do is go out there and put as many laps down for your team as you possibly can. So what will happen is it's a tag team event basically. So for example, my team had 4 drivers and we each bought our own car, and what happens is when you feel like your time is up on the track, whether you're just tired or you know 40 minutes is too much for you, so you want to get off the track, but generally people run until their batteries hit the low voltage cutoff point, and then what happens is there is a marked location which you will pull into, which is up on the left hand top rear section of the track. You'll pull in there, and there's a 50-second penalty for every team every time they need to exchange a driver. So what will happen is your car will go into that pit area, your teammate will have his car ready to go, there'll be a stopwatch, and when 50 seconds count down, that driver, hopefully by then is already up on the stand, is ready to put his car onto the track and continue racing. So yeah, that's kind of how it's done, and it's just worked out really well. It's been a really good system, and we've been running these events like this for many years now, and they've all been very successful. So the club itself is very supportive of all these vintage events. We get a lot of help, and we really appreciate it. And I would even say they may even go as far as not over modifying the track that would make it unfriendly to these vintage cars. So to the club, I'm sure we're all very grateful, and thank you for keeping the facility relative to the kinds of cars that we like to drive at here. So it's a very unique track. There's not many dirt tracks like this around the world now. A lot of people have gone to Astro or Carpet or Enduro or whatever they're doing now, but yeah, I'm told often that there's a lot of viewers watch on with envy to see that we're actually racing our cars on these dirt tracks still. So yeah, it's cool. It's very cool. And I've gone around on this day and I've tried to capture as much video as I possibly could, which is not easy to do because of course I was also racing and had marshalling duties, but I did the best I can to capture as much footage as I can. So if I've missed your cars, I'm really sorry about that. It's just that yeah, the overlap just didn't work and I was up driving or marshalling. Yeah, so next thing is, so yeah, if you've never been to one of these events or any vintage event, what you'll find is the organisers and the participants are all very welcoming, and everyone wants to, they're happy to help out with, if you've got issues or something, or you've got questions. There's lots of people on hand to help you with finding solutions to your problems. But yeah, we like to try and invite people in and get them involved and be part of the fun. So there's a big, there is a bit of a big difference in driver skill of the entrants that come to these things. Some drivers are, very well practiced and seem to be able to get their car around on the race line all day, every day, and it's not a trouble for them. And then you've got some more inexperienced drivers who maybe have a bit more of a struggle getting the car around as they would intend. But anyway, that's all the fun, that's the challenge, and I think that's just what makes vintage racing so interesting. On a side note, the whole east coast of Australia pretty much has been we've had the worst rain possibly ever on record, I think, and we've had really severe floods. So I think it was possibly half a week before this event was due to go ahead, the rain started to ease, and what happened was the club got some soil out to the track, and it was spread around, and they put the roller over it, and they really tied up the track very nicely. I didn't see what it was like in the condition after all that rain. I'm sure it was absolutely horrendous, but the lawns were mowed, all the beautiful grass infield, very picturesque location, and we were very lucky to have the event go ahead on the day. So just thank you to the heavens for all the planets aligning and the event going ahead. So what else can I tell you about this event? Well, I think I've covered almost everything, but you can run, of course, modern tyres. So a lot of people will buy 2.2 inch wheels from JC Racing, and that allows people to run modern tyre treads and compounds, which is really handy. And of course, all re-rees are welcomed. So it's not about stopping people from buying cars and being part of the event. Maybe they could be at their local hobby shop, but with the re-re market going on now, it's definitely made things easier for people who want to get into the sport. And of course, as long as the design is from the 1980s, and I can't remember the exact date where the cutoff is, but it seemed to me that there were more than a few associated B2s, maybe B3s, RC10s that are being raced at this year's event. So I am not sure of the exact cut-off date, but if you fit within that cut-off date, you're good to race it. So you could race a stadium truck, a four-wheel drive, or a two-wheel drive, and that was that was the limitation of the day. No tanks. And there's Mac going around with a handicam again. Anyhow, so I've been moving the camera around the track on a tripod throughout the day, wherever I could, and I've got another GoPro mounted on the end of a Go pole. For anyone who wants to know, I'm recording at 4K and 120 frames per second, and the lens is in linear mode, and I'm running the hyper stabilization settings, so as the stick gets moved around left and right, it's not too bumpy, and hopefully the footage comes out great on your TV set. Anyhow, I'm getting to the point now where I've probably said all I need to, and I'm going to let the video run. And to anyone who's joined and wants to watch the video through, there's lots of great thrills and spills, and I've even freeze framed and slow mode and cropped in, so you're going to see lots of action throughout the video. So it's 21 minutes and 29 seconds of viewing, quality viewing, I will say. If you're in a vintage RC, then you're watching the cars do what they're meant to do out in their natural environment. So anyway, on with the video, and I'll catch you at the end.
main problem is, I like the light stick, I want to think about the those, and then also with the boost, you put it in the drill up behind the windows, and the cleaning is cool, you can't no, I could. Hey, I appreciate it. There's a motor and it is probably yeah. I've had a lot of trouble with those, so I mean, they do good. They all perform pretty well.
Battery goes like that, someone else go in.
Yeah, you take it out.
There's normally more of it for the company.
It will only get two.
We're definitely not.
I think I'm going to go to the fourth guy out there. I'll look at you next. That's why we're in the middle. Only those two middle spots there, you can take it. I've just had my boys sitting up there. They're kind of lining it anyway. Yeah, the only reason why you take those infill spots, you've got to look around you.
We're not tasting music. You're right. Yeah. Oh, really? James, you can tell he races. Not like the rest of us.
Trophy again. So we know. So it's going to be a bit hard for Richard and Paul.
Yep.
No one crashed they did. People had side crossed around there. I'm like, and all he's following it, and then he'll shake it across to another car, and he'll go like, my videos are a lot better than his. I hate footy. He has battery. Pete's up, eh? Who's Pete?
There's Pete there.
I thought he was racing that, Dad.
Pete's with the gold thing on the back of the motor.
That one there. The remedy.
After thirst, followed by premature acceleration.
Last time I did my really good. I was here when I was racing against two of you guys there in that Enduro arena.
Wow. On a weekend day?
Because when I first came up to the book, everyone was using the thing. Because they got up to lock that on. Yeah.
It's, yeah, it's for delivery. Not off to suspend the body. Yeah. You paint? One of the guys that
No, you're using that one.
Okay, so we're winding up on the end of the video now, and I have just gotten my Casso Ultima Pro XL onto the racetrack. This is my first run of the day, and my eldest boy Joshua is manning the GoPro on the Go pole, and he's just doing his best to try and video the action as it goes past him. He doesn't have any experience with this, but I give him a few pointers before I went out to the stand. And we're just capturing some of the cars go by. So yeah, I did a couple of videos which preceded this video, which I did on this exact car. So you'll see if you go back and watch those, I did a ground up build on the race car and what I was doing to get it ready for the event. And it was definitely all worthwhile. So a big thanks to Paul at Berserk for the carbon fibre goodies, which really helped make the car more reliable. And I'm running some JC racing wheels, so thank you to John for those. Allowed me to run 2.2 inch modern tyres. And I'm just playing around with some different video techniques here. Just seeing what would make for more interesting viewing for the cars that were being raced around on the day. Yeah, so anyway, winding up on the end of the video, it was a fantastic day, everyone had a blast. There was a lot of great cars out there, a lot of great competition, a lot of good battles. I had a few good battles with a few drivers out there, and yeah, it certainly makes for a lot of fun. And you know, don't be afraid of coming along to these events, even if you just want to come watch and just check them out. But yeah, we are a very accommodating bunch. We like to get people involved. So anyhow, winding up to the end of the video, thank you for watching. Please drop the video a like and subscribe if you'd like to see more. So thank you, and we'll catch you on the next one.
Not time.